Y'all play fighting games at home. Y'all ready?
Hello and welcome in. Thank you, Asia, for bringing us to our next event. And truly, from the bottom of my heart, they are actually someone you want to talk to. So if you have any questions about the industry, how do you get into the industry, this is why this event is here, is for all of you to be able to ask questions and really learn, how do I take the first steps into getting into video games? Please take this opportunity to talk to these people who are now here that we've brought in and really learn from them, because they are in the industry, they're working and they're learning, and we're about to learn a little bit more about some Street Fighter 6 action. This is going to be one of the premier video games at EVO, and it's truly one of my all-time favorite fighting games, to say the least. And our very first two competitors, and I want you all to give a huge round of applause to, it's going to be Kaylin versus Frank, and this is gonna be a good one. Give them a round of applause, getting up on that stage and getting ready. And we're going to have Guile versus Chun-Li, a classic matchup to say the least, and I'm excited to see what they're gonna be able to bring. The winner of this event, it's gonna be a best of 3, and all you gotta do is win. You're gonna be able to take a prize from the stage and be able to take an EVO pass, and if you already have one, you can actually pass it on to someone else. So there's an EVO pass on the line, as well as getting a prize from the stage. We're going to be able to go right into it, and we're already seeing a little bit of damage coming out from Chun-Li. Going to be able to get that drive punish. Beautiful work there into the overhead. Now going to be able to put up some great defense, brings Guile down to only have HP. Got to be a little bit careful. Gonna be missing that little bit of a special there. Gets a great throw though. Beautiful work to put them into the corner. If you don't know how fighting games work, you want to shove the competitor into the corner, then you can keep the pressure on. We're going right back to it to mid-stage, both meters at 1, so they have a little bit more options on their side, and trying to go for the drive meter, back and forth, gets the punish. If you're going to be able to press that meter and counter their meter, you're going to be finding out exactly what happens there. And then, oh no! Not a controller issue, I hope not. At 1 HP, it doesn't even matter though. Gonna be able to go into the double rock Lee, into the overhead. Great work there for Chun-Li, taking that first match. But remember, you gotta be able to win 2 to get ourselves forward here today. Gonna be starting ourselves off at mid-stage, just trying to get all of the jitters out, especially when you're here at the HyperX Arena. You gotta realize it's going to be a little bit more intense than just playing at home. Chun-Li is going to beat Kaylin, and they're currently putting that character to work right now, especially with those modern controls. That's one of my favorite things that they added into Street Fighter. And some of the top players in Street Fighter are using modern controls. And now once again with the mashing of the buttons, but going to be able to get right back into it. Chun-Li's backed against the corner, going to be seeing some projectiles getting spammed out, and now going for the overhead, going to get countered there by the quicker move. But now jabs are landing and the bursts are coming out. Great work there, bringing us 1 apiece. And now we're going to be seeing a little bit of a run back, going to be 1-to-1 at this point. Let's see if they're going to be able to bring it all home. Kaylin on that Chun-Li, already going for those jabs, but no, the mids are going to be coming out for Guile. Really great work so far, just trying to keep that spacing going with those specials, but the moves are not landing just yet. Nice anti-air to get themselves back on the ground, and now going to be finding an equal counter across the floor. Seeing these health bars being really not trimmed down that quick just yet, but now jumping overhead, going to be now getting pushed back into that corner. Like we said before, we're going to be seeing them trying to get these other players into that corner so you can keep that pressure up, but we're seeing the really reliance of all of those projectiles to keep that spacing going. But Chun-Li with the specials, the kicks, that's what she's known for. As once again, we got Guile relying on all of those projectiles. But going forward now, we're going to be seeing a little bit of a throw into the KO. We're going to be seeing Kaylin grabbing that first victory of today. Remember, it's a best of 3. You got to get to that lucky number 2. We're going to be seeing a run back, potentially a different character select if they want to. But momentarily, we'll be seeing what they're going to be deciding to do at this point, and we're going back to character selection. Both competitors deciding to switch it up a little bit. Mai really a strong pick on top of the leaderboards right now, but we're going to be seeing, ooh, Luke versus Lily. A little bit of a different matchup here. Don't see many Lilies around, especially I just came back from Anime Expo being able to commentate this game for them as well. It is an interesting time to say the least. But right now here at Next Move Summit, we've got it, which could be potentially match point for Kaylin. And we're going to be seeing a little bit more characters being utilized, and especially if you're not feeling too confident on said character. That's the great thing about these fighting games. You're able to switch it up, make it happen, and pick a character you love, because then you can just prioritize it, and always having that backup is always great as well. Luke, a very beginner-friendly character, along with just having some really consistent moves. You're not going to be seeing them get punished too much like they were with Guile, but now going to be able to go for those jabs. Great work there, and now beautiful special there, but once again with the button smashing, you got to be careful of that start button, because you don't want to be pausing the match in the middle of a match. So we're going to be seeing now a little bit of HP left for Luke, but they still got a little bit of fight left in them. Going overhead, trying to get the mix up, but no, Lily's there, and they're going to be able to take that first point. Going right back to it again on the mix-up into the drive meter. That's going to be beautiful. Going overhead, though. Going to be able to get that jab to get him out of the sky. Now, back-to-back jumps. Going to be able to get themselves out of that corner. Lily going for that nice super there, but not going to be able to find much in terms of that. They're still on the ground. And now going right back to it again. Got the tornado, bringing them to the ground, and then they're going to be able to find their own, pushing them back into the corner, and it's exactly where you want them, especially on a character like Luke. You want them to not be able to move so much, and again and again and again, you got to be careful of that start button. But getting those jabs out, and you want to be able to find a little bit of a string combination there as well, and it might come down to a 1-1 situation. Lily has the opportunity with this defense, but no, bringing us to a 1-1 situation. Going into the final round, we're going to be seeing it. It could be a little bit of a run back, especially for someone like Frank, who doesn't want their time ended here on the stage just yet. Great throw there, something that we've been seeing Caitlyn rely on a lot here today. But now, going to be able to get that nice jab, putting them up into the air overhead. Not going to be able to find much, and now bringing it all back again. Going to be able to find those lows into the mix-up. Great work onto this character, and now going to be able to find that beautiful tornado. Once again, the supers are just going to be dishing out so much damage, and it's looking like it's all but in the books for Kaylin. Great work. Round of applause for them. They're moving forward to the next round. A very nice 2-0 victory. There's no losers brackets here today, unfortunately, but we're going to be keeping the action right to you again. We're going to have now another huge round of applause for our next two competitors, Mikkel versus Donovan. They're going to be duking it out with another best of 3 series, and those two competitors are going to be really showing off, and I'm excited just to see who's going to be able to win that Evo Pass, because that's an expensive thing to be having here today, especially with one of the biggest fighting game tournaments. But to go right back to it again here at Next Move Summit, realize that we're going to be having right after this some panelists on the stage as well, where you're going to be able to ask them questions, really dive into the minds of the people who are in this industry and really know how it worked, especially having someone like Asia Brown, who has gone through so much, done so much in this industry, is literally working at Microsoft Xbox Studios. It is literally someone you want to have on your side, because this entire day is about you and being able to progress your career through the world of esports, gaming, and content creation. So if you literally have any questions, and there are no bad questions to be asked. That's something I was always scared to ask questions before, especially in class, being like, I don't want to sound silly. But you can't. We're here to learn, we're here to progress ourselves, and maybe motivate you all to get into the world of gaming. But starting us out, we got the classic. We got Ken, which could be going right into it. Are we seeing no modern controls here today as well? But remember, the great thing about these fighting games now, especially even if you go do those modern controls, you don't really have to worry about it. Top tier competitors are using those controls, and Ken's gonna be on those modern, and I'm gonna be rooting for them out of the gate as well. We got Mikkel versus Donovan starting us out here today at Next Move Summit. Let's see who's going to be able to take this match and move forward and take on Kaylin in the grand finals. Akuma, such a strong grappler, and Ken, such a great character as well. Once again, one of those first characters in Street Fighter that you just gravitate towards. Such an iconic presence, but going to be able to go for that uppercut. Great punish there. Going overhead for the mix-up, but no, not going to be able to find much. Great trade there. Health bar still equal, but going to get that punish counter with the drive meter, making them feel the hurt right now, if we're going to be seeing a little bit more damage popping out. In the first match of the day, serving it up Gary's way is going to be going over to Akuma, which is going to be Donovan. That's going to be a one-match lead. And really, when you get those one-match leads, that's all it takes to get your groove going here today. And you're already seeing it with the punishes, and now going right back to it. Going to be able to read their drive meter. Down to 1 meter. They're going for it again, but right back to ya. You're going to be seeing them be able to at least put out a little bit of damage, but no, going to lose their meter. And when you do and you try to punish in that way, you're going to be relying on a little bit of supers to get some health bar damage out there. Going on to the overhead, not going to be able to find much, but great damage there. Trying to equal it out with these hops, but the punish counter puts it in the books. We're going to be seeing Donovan taking the first match. That Akuma looking scary right now, but we're going right back to character select. Will they be changing it up is the question of the day. No, we're going to be seeing Donovan once again on Akuma, and then going to be going over to Ryu, just pulling out the classics. You know what? You can't complain about it. You got to do what you got to do, especially in fighting games. Keep your competitors on the mix-up. You don't want them to know your next move, but we're going to be seeing this next matchup, which could be Donovan's move to put themselves in the grand finals up 1-0. But Mikkel is going to now try to make their name known here today and running it back. Both modern controls is what I love to see here today. I hate to break it to you, but myself, I'm not very good at fighting games. But it's still one of those things I love that they're making them more adaptable for any of you to get involved and try to get your esports career started, because fighting games will always be around and they will always be hype. As we're currently seeing Akuma, though, going to be put onto the edge. Gets a great punish counter, though, to put themselves right back into this match. Going to be able to run it back one more time, going in for it, but no, the jabs are going to be able to land them and get them out of the air. Nice lows into the drive meter, up against the wall. They're going to get the string. They don't. Goes for the uppercut, but now going to be running it right back. Nice low jabs into the KO. This Ryu is looking a lot better than their Ken. Really great work for Mikkel, putting themselves up 1-0. Round number 2 starting us out. Let's see what they're going to be able to do here today. Already started out with the overhead. Beautiful work there. And now going to be pushed up against the wall, trying their best to get anything going for themselves. Once again, going to be able to rely on those specials. That just gives you a little bit of spacing priority, but when you're stuck in the corner, you got to just hope that you're going to be able to hop, skip, and a jump out of that corner. Ryu is going to be taking a lot of damage here today. Remember, they still got to get 2 more matches. Akuma's on the losing floor here, and it's looking like, will it be it? These supers, they're going to be doing a little bit less damage, but it's enough to put them into a 1-1 situation. There, Ryu looking good. Really nice work there. Great combo into that super. My goodness. Let's see this 1-1 situation right now with these 2 wonderful competitors, and I'm excited to see what they're going to be able to bring. I want to run back. Will they rely on the Ryu, though, is the question. Ryu is going to be putting in the work, but changing it up to Alina. Going to be just trying something different, just like what we saw Mikkel do previously, saying, hey, if you want to change your character, I'm changing my character as well, and we're going to be able to make it happen here today. And honestly, I love it. I wouldn't want it any other way than to bring us to a match 3 right here, right now. HyperX Arena! Make some noise for your competitors. Make some noise for your favorite competitor and fighter. This is what esports is all about, is the hype, the support, the love from all of you here today. Let's go right into it, and already we're seeing Elena on that Donovan. Gonna be able to find that uppercut, starting us out. Gonna be pushing it forward, counter hit. Landing there today, right back to it again, but no drive meter is going to put them in a really bad spot and give Ryu a little bit more of an advantage, putting it all up here today, and going to be able to go for those uppercuts into the air. Beautiful work there. Going to be keeping these health bars extremely low. The mix-up in the hops is what's really throwing Donovan off their game, and going to be able to put themselves up 1-0 potentially. The grab is going to come out, but going into the jump over the head into the uppercut. That's what I like to see. We've got him up 1-0. Mikel is just not looking like they're slowing down anytime soon. Going right into it again. We're going to be seeing, once again, though, relying on that drive meter a lot on this character. You want to make it last some way, somehow. Going for the super, not going to be able to work out. Empty onset drive meter, and now going into the throw. Great work there to at least give yourself still the zoning priority advantage, but you're going to be seeing that counter hit come out into the uppercut. We're going overhead, once again, relying on those hops to get around these extremely difficult pokes, but going to be able to fly them into the air, into the corner. It's not looking good for themselves. Mikel's got to find any sort of answer and get themselves going. We're seeing a little bit of Leaf Hurricane off the wall. That could have been a beautiful string, but like I said before, competing here at the HyperX Arena, it's completely different. Got to be able to read the meter, and now that's bringing us to a 1-1 situation. Wow, that is absolutely insane. Don't count them out yet. Donovan does not want to lose this. There's a lot on the line, actually, literally $400 worth of prizes for this whole event. So now going to be able to find their way into this corner. You got to figure out what you got to do if you're going to be playing on to Ryu right here. Going to be putting themselves back against a bad spot. That uppercut, though, going to be bringing us back to mid-stage. Going in for it. Going to be able to land that mid, but no. Going to be out of their drive meters. Going for the super, though. Let's see if that's going to be enough. I don't think it will. The uppercuts once again coming out. Going to be putting them at a 3rd HP and a dream. But don't count them out just yet. It's going to come down to these final few hits. Going in for these specials. They're going to be able to put them up into the air like they just don't care. Going to be backed against the corner. And they're going to be able to move forward to grand finals. Beautiful work for Mikel. Going to be able to put themselves in the running for that Evo Pass and a selection of any of the choices here on the stage. Beautiful work. Wow, that was a lot of fun to watch. I love it when it comes to a 1-1 situation because you can see even the professionals, they are literally struggling in those final few moments when it comes down to those final 1 or 2 hits. Man, you never want to be a part of that situation, but that's what it's all about, being able to control your nerves, control what is going on in the game, and control your life here at Next Move Summit. Remember, we are here to give you the tools you need to succeed and get yourself going into the next level of your own career path, whether it be content creation, esports, tech innovation. We literally have all of these great panelists coming up momentarily, but that doesn't even matter right now until we get ready for this grand finals. And it's going to be a lot of fun to see who's going to be able to take this one and do what they do best and compete on the biggest stage at on esports, at esports, and everything else here at the HyperX Arena. I'm truly excited to see what these two competitors are going to be able to bring. And honestly, it's going to be an absolute blast to have them here at the arena and really showing off what Street Fighter's all about, and showing even in the world of esports, there are so many pathways, so many avenues that you can go down to get yourself named, get yourself into the bubble. And with Evo right around the corner, it is never a bad time to get yourself picking out your favorite fighting game. They're going to be having Guilty Gear Strive, Street Fighter 6, Tekken 8. If there was any time that you wanted to get yourself into esports, it's right now. And we are ready to go with your grand finalists. Please give a warm welcome to your 2 grand finalists. We've got Kaylin versus Mikhail. Let's see them, and let's see who is the best of the best of the best. Ooh-wee. I am excited to see it. We've got so much love and support here in the crowd right now. It's great to have you all here today. Truly, at our first ever Next Move Summit, it has been an absolute pleasure to be bringing you the action, and we have so much more coming up as well with panelists from the industry that are going to be able to answer any question you have for anything you need. But of course, after all of this fighting, you're gonna need a little bit of grub. So we're gonna have lunch for you, and then we're gonna be getting into those panels. But that doesn't even matter right now, because it's about these 2 competitors who've been able to bring it, who's been able to smack down, and we're gonna be seeing the one, the onlys. We've got Mikhail versus Kaylin. We're running it back. Let's see how it's gonna go on that Ryu versus Cammy. We're going to be getting right into it, and now into the uppercut, something they've been relying on so much into this. Going to be going into that Leaf Hurricane, not going to be able to find much into that. Great defense, though, coming out from Kaylin, starting us out. Going to be able to get that grab, though, putting us back to mid-stage, up into the air, trying to find a juggle, not going to be able to get that so far. And now going right back to it again, gets that uppercut, going to be keeping that defense on lock. In fighting games, defense is just as important as the offense, and sometimes defense can turn into offense, as we're going to be seeing those punish counters come out. Both drive meters looking extremely low, especially for Cammy, and that's going to be a KO, bringing us up 1-0 so far. Beautiful work right now for Mikhail, going to be able to put themselves in a really good spot in this grand finals. Let's see, gonna be just staying at mid-stage. That's just where you wanna wait and try to find your advantage. Which move is gonna be able to counter their move off the wall? Not gonna be able to get that juggle, but still finds a great punish onto the other side. Just trying to play it safe, which is never a bad thing at all, to make sure that you're not gonna get mixed up on. But now pushing them against the wall, gonna be seeing them up into the air, just like they just don't care. But now we're gonna be seeing that punish counter into a nice uppercut once again. Trying to find what they can, and right into the super's gonna whiff, but still has the advantage in the health bar situation. Cammy has those specials on standby, and especially with those supers, you're gonna be finding so many more options on your side. But now just relying on the jabs, relying on the pokes, it's bringing us to a 1-1 situation on this first match. Let's see who's going to be able to take this first round as we get right into it. Both uppercuts going to be coming out on the wall. Still not going to be able to find that string just yet. And now going to be going for that super. I talked about it, and it lands right out of the gate. That's going to be huge for them to put themselves in such a good spot in terms of a health bar situation. Drive meter also on the Cammy's side. Let's see if they're going to be able to utilize it as best as they can, but we're just going to be seeing Ryu going to be putting themselves right back up to it again. Drive meter's looking a little bit equal now. A little bit of HP, though, left for Ryu. Going for the grabs, which is just something that they've been able to punish so well on. Into the drive meter, gets the corner, and against all odds, we've got a 1-0 lead for the one, the only Kaylin. Beautiful work on that Cammy so far. Going back to that character selection, something that we've been seeing these competitors rely on a lot. Gonna be moving over to that Chun-Li. And honestly, that's a very interesting choice as well. Going to be able to just try something new out. Keep your competitor on edge. Don't let them get comfortable. Change it up and make sure they don't know what to expect next. And the Akuma is coming out. Oh, let's see if they're going to be able to just throw it down here today. A classic matchup of all time, of history. Chun-Li versus Akuma. This is going to be a very, 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 very fun matchup. Let's see who's going to be able to take this. Kaylin's currently at match point. Will they be able to keep the momentum going on their side? Let's see what they're going to be able to do here today. Going forward out of the first gates, both of them going in for those drive meters. Not going to be able to find much, but Akuma finds those jabs. Great utilization of that drive meter special there by Chun-Li, but not going to be able to find all the damage they need to succeed. Finds those jabs, but no, Chun-Li's right there with the faster move. It's such a tough character to deal with when you're stuck against the corner and the actions are coming out so fast, the moves. You're just trying to figure out which move do you have that is faster than theirs, but if you can't figure that out against Chun-Li, you're going to be stuck in this corner and just hoping that your misery is going to be put out of your life, as we're going to be seeing now. Right back to it again, mid-stage though. They're still very close on these health bars, going right up in the air, goes for the uppercut, not going to find it. Chun-Li grabbing that first one. That is great work by Kaylin, keeping that momentum going. Round two, which could be our final match of the day. Let's see who's taking it all here today, going into that triple spin special. So we're going to be seeing now a punish counter coming out there with the drive meter. Going to be seeing if you're able to read what they're about to do, you can punish them so much into this game, into the uppercut, and we're going to be looking like a 1-1 situation right now, but no, Chun-Li's got something to say about it. Let's see. Once again, beautiful combo there into the uppercut, into the down smash. Going to be finding it once again, and now putting them back against the wall. 1 HP. The super going to have to rely on it to bring us to a 1-1 situation. Chun-Li, you cannot stop it. You got to be able to just take the full force of that battle and bring us to a 1-1 situation. Ooh-wee. This is what esports are made out of, are these intense situations where it's going to come down to these final few inputs, these final few moments, and we will only have one champion here today. Going to be going in for that uppercut, something you've been seeing them rely on so much. Nice special into the drive meter. Going to be putting them against the wall. Tries to get their own drive meter out, but no, because they try to utilize that, it's completely gone, as now we're going to be seeing Akuma with such a huge advantage. But once again, Chun-Li with those specials and those supers, you're going to be seeing so much damage coming out and so many options at their disposal. Once again, going for those leaf hurricanes, not going to be able to find much because the punish counter is there with their own drive meter. Both drive meters out for the count, and this is going to be a 1-1 situation. Ooh-wee. Gonna be seeing now right back to it, to character selection. And you really want to utilize that critical art, because if you don't, you're going to be seeing yourself backed against the wall, especially with so many punishable moments in this tournament. You got to be able to utilize your supers. It's such an important factor of this game, and especially once you start getting those strings into combos and you start getting comfortable on this stage, you're going to be seeing so many amazing moves, especially in these fighting games. Blew my mind, but now we're going to be able to blow all your minds in this 1-1 situation. Only one person is going home with an Evo pass. Only one person is going to be able to pick off that stage and be able to claim a prize here today. Let's give it up. Let's get some energy in the house, and let's see it all go down here today. We've got our favorite Smash Brothers competitors, Terry versus Jury. Let's see what we're going to be able to do here today. Going in for the jabs, and now finds that drive meter. Going to be finding ourselves into a very neutral spot so far until Terry's going to be able to have a little bit more of an advantage. No drive meter left for Kaylin here, but now going to be able to get punished with no meter left. That's going to be a little bit more of a struggle. Gets rid of so many options on your side when you have to just wait for that to come back. But once again, just relying on those specials, those spins, that's going to be the work that you're looking for. And now going to be able to find that punish counter up into the air. And now both of them whiffing both of those moves, and now going to be able to go into that level 2. Is that going to be landing a lot of damage? No, it does not. And now Terry is all but in a very good spot with 2 meters left with a 1-0 lead. We are going to be seeing Mikkel in such a good spot right now here at the HyperX Arena. It's looking like they're going to be able to take this prize, but you cannot count out Kaylin just yet. We saw them clutch up time and time again, especially on those previous matchups, but now bringing forward a whole new character, it's tough to say if it's going to work out for them. And now being there at half health, let's see if they're going to be able to string up something here today, and it looks like they are against the wall, but no, going to be able to get a little bit of neutral spacing here. But now into the level 3 whiffs the level 3, and now going to be able to get that punish counter. Huge damage coming out for Galen, but no, not going to be able to find that double chain link there. And now right back to it again. They're both going for their specials, but it's only one champion. We're going to be seeing Mikkel being your next Move Summit champion. Give a huge round of applause. That was extremely fun to watch. Truly talented competitor there here today. So much fun. I honestly absolutely love that. Street Fighter 6, once again, gonna be one of the biggest games at EVO. And today, you are gonna try and learn how to succeed into the esports, gaming, tech industries and try to get your foot through the door. It's never too soon to start thinking about how do I start doing things, just like Aisha Brown was talking about with Roblox servers even. Gonna be able to make yourself even a little bit of money, starting yourself out in a really good spot. But right after this, we're gonna have some lunch. We got some food for all of you here today, and we're gonna be back with even more action and more panels right after this. Hope you are all enjoying the next Move Summit.